Hey there, welcome back to 7 Minute Books. I'm Sam, and today we're talking about How to Future by Scott Smith and Madeline Ashby. Sophie, I have to say, this book kind of flipped a switch for me. Did it feel that way to you too?
Oh, totally, Sam. Hi, everyone. How to Future is one of those books that makes you realize you've been thinking about the future all wrong. The authors say we're all futurists now, whether we know it or not, and the real skill is learning to engage with uncertainty instead of just reacting to it.
Right. And the first thing they do is take apart this idea that the future is just something that happens to us. Like we sit around waiting for it to arrive, and then we scramble to adapt. But they say no, the future is being built right now by every decision we make.
Exactly. And that's actually empowering because it means we have agency. But it also means we have responsibility. The book argues that the most dangerous stance isn't pessimism, it's certainty. When you're too sure about what's coming, you stop noticing the signals that contradict you.
Yeah, I love that. They call it presentism, assuming the future will look basically like the present, just with better gadgets. And then there's the novelty trap, where we obsess over flashy tech while ignoring slower, structural changes that matter more.
Right. And they're not anti-tech at all, but they push back on technological determinism, the idea that technology drives history in a straight line. Instead, they say technology is always embedded in social and political contexts. The same tech can lead to totally different outcomes depending on who's using it and how.
That's such a nuance that gets lost in a lot of futurism. So what's the alternative? How do we actually think about the future in a useful way?
They propose something called strategic foresight, which is less about predicting one future and more about preparing for multiple possible futures at once. And they give you practical tools, scenario planning, horizon scanning, backcasting, all designed to stretch your imagination and challenge your assumptions.
Scenario planning is great. It's not about being right. It's about being less surprised. You rehearse a few different futures so that when reality unfolds, you've already thought through some of the possibilities. The process itself is the value.
Right. And they also introduce this concept of futures literacy, the ability to work with different kinds of futures, probable, possible, and preferable. A lot of us only think about the probable, or we get stuck in fear about the worst case. But they say we should spend more time imagining the future we actually want.
That's where backcasting comes in. You start with a vision of a desirable future and work backwards to figure out what steps would get you there. It's more ambitious than just forecasting because it asks not just what will happen, but what should happen.
And they're very clear that this isn't something you can do alone. They push for cognitive diversity, bringing in people with different backgrounds and ways of thinking. The future is too complex for any single perspective to capture.
Honestly, the part that got me was the emotional dimension. They talk about how anxiety about the future often comes from a sense of powerlessness. And the antidote isn't denial, it's engagement. When you start actively thinking about and shaping the future, you feel more agency.
They call that futures activism. Just thinking about the future is itself a form of action. And they say you don't need to be a professional futurist. Everyone can develop basic futures literacy. It's a democratic skill.
So what's the one thing you're actually taking away from this book?
That the future isn't a place we're going to, it's something we're making every day, with every choice and every conversation. And if we want a better one, we have to start practicing now.
Yeah, and if this conversation made you want to dig deeper, Sophie?
Oh, absolutely. You can find the full summary and the whole library over at 7minutebooks.com/app. There are over 6,000 fiction and nonfiction titles you can read or listen to in any language, plus infographics on many of them. It starts at $2.99 a month, $9.99 a year, or $19.99 for lifetime access.
The future is unwritten. We'll see you in the next one.
See you then.